Aquarius, Aquarius Rising, and Aquarius Moon people. This is your monthly astrological horoscope for the month of June 2017. And a quick reminder for y'all out there, if you ever are wondering why do we talk about the rising sign, why do we say it's important to check out the rising sign in your horoscopes, please check out the main video on the main channel page. I've got a featured video talking all about why that is, how you find your rising sign, and how that all works out when you're looking at a horoscope. And another announcement for you, I am actually going to be appearing on the fabulous Nadiya Shah's YouTube channel. She's another fabulous astrologer, on the 10th of June, alright? That's a Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, US and Canada, or translate that to what it's going to be for me, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, US and Canada. We're going to be having a chat about astrology, tarot, spirituality, all kinds of fun stuff, and I'd really love to see you there. And of course, if you ever want to get a session with me, you can always go to my website, integrativemysticism.com. So what is going on with your astrology this month, Aquarius? Well, this month, interestingly enough, is sort of the beginning of another one of those trends. You know, we see those, maybe once every 2 to 3 months, where the planets start to group up into one spot of a chart, putting extra emphasis on that chart. And it all starts on the 4th. With Mars moving into Cancer, into your 6th house of work, reputation, and your physical health. Now, a lot of you Aquarian people may actually really like this, because whenever Mars goes into a financial zone, and the 6th house does count as a financial zone because it talks about, again, our work and our schedule, you're going to be noticing a lot of opportunities to drum up quick money very quickly through overtime opportunities, extra getting piled on. My experience with Mars is that Mars always rewards labor with material resources in a lot of ways. It's sort of heeding the challenge, who's taking on the task. But what's important to understand is throughout the course of this month, and even going into mid-July, is that Mars is actually also putting you in a position to be seen. People are going to be noticing who's volunteering. People are going to be actually rewarding people who are volunteering. It's almost like there's a hidden test or a hidden agenda behind this, and it could be a way to promote yourself or even bring in some extra bucks. Even though you're getting paid during the agenda test period, it'll bring more after Mars is gone at the end of July. On the 6th of the month, we've got Venus, planet of love, harmony, and pleasures, moving into your 4th house of home and family. And whenever Venus goes into the 4th house, I always like to make it a point to say this is a time that tends to benefit home sellers. If you're trying to sell a property, you're trying to get rid of something so you can move, or maybe you're just trying to cash in on an investment, Mars benefits the buyers when it's in the 4th house, and Venus benefits the sellers. And when we have Venus in there, you may be noticing that if you're trying to sell property, a piece of property, or even a full-on house, that it's actually going for a lot more than you could have expected. Venus in the 4th house, in an intangible way, can also be a wonderful time for those of you who are thinking about cohabitation, moving in with your romantic partner, getting ready to, share that space, join those, those accounts and those responsibilities. Your partner may be more keen on having those discussions if if it's time to get that underway with y'all. This is also a good time for people who are looking to work on bringing peace to a tense home environment, whether it's with relatives, with your children, with roommates, and things like that. This is a wonderful opportunity for a lot of you Aquarian people to kind of iron out any wrinkles that could have occurred in the last couple of months. So we have peace returning to your sanctuary. And Venus is going to be there all the way up until the end of the month, so don't worry about it just coming and going in a day. I don't do day-long or even week-long, I guess you could say, forecasts in these videos. Remember, that's for the weeklies. We also have Mercury, planet of communications, moving into your 5th house of love and romance on the same day, where he will be up until the 23rd. And this is an opportunity to sort of spread the word about a lot of you Aquarian people. A lot of you single Aquarius people may find yourself, you put out a line and you get 5 or 6 bites. You're going to have a lot of communications running through this area and a lot of fast progress. In fact, with Mercury in the 5th house, sometimes it's, we have a tendency to go a little bit faster than we should in love, so be careful with that. It's okay to talk, it's okay to plan, but don't let the plan and the talk be pressure. Because sometimes what Mercury does is, in the interest of trying to plan out where we're going in our future, some people go into they go into really hard, desperate contracts, and that's never a good place to go, especially if you're only on date number 3. But if you find somebody is doing that with you, try to make sure that they understand that, you are interested in love or interested in them, and it's not a rejection, but maybe they want to just cool their jets a little bit. Mercury in this area can, however, speed up progress in romantic relationships anyway. That's the thing you may be noticing. We're kind of going from steps A, B, and C all the way to J very quickly during this time, especially for those of you who have been dating for a while, but you're hoping to become official. And so there will be a lot more of that towards the end of the summer, but that window period is opening up now. We've also got, on the 9th, a full moon in Sagittarius, in your 11th house of friendships and social networking. And this can be an interesting moon, I'll be honest, because sometimes a full moon in our 11th house means we have outgrown somebody who doesn't belong in our space anymore. And most likely it could be just one, it's one of our friends. This is usually a platonic thing, so I don't tend to see breakups or, anything scary like that around, though losing a friend can be a little bit scary too. But this is somebody you may already be feeling that distance from, and you may already be feeling like the time has come for him or her to take their leave. And between the 9th and the 23rd, you may initiate I guess you could say, the call or the push to make that so. And, if you've been feeling like there is a toxic person in your life, or there's a person in your friendship circle who, is really kind of not actually doing very well for you, or doing very well in the friendship, maybe he's proven himself to be unreliable, or a bit of a mooch, or maybe she's not trustworthy, you may be finding that it's time to let this person go. However, on the same day, we've got Jupiter turning direct, kind of taking the edge off, in your 9th house of higher education, travel, government legal proceedings, as well as broadcasting and expansion, and your, and even your spiritual life. And when Jupiter goes direct, it kind of brings us an opportunity to expand not only our social circle, but also to expand our horizons by, getting exposed to people and places that are very foreign to us, and the people we are normally around. We may find ourselves in higher circles. Maybe we're circulating with people that resonate with us more in a philosophical way, and they're really fun and really challenging because they're so different. We may be finding ourselves bringing ourselves into a new group, with people who we might feel are more academically on our level, or more creatively on our level. This can be a wonderful time for those of you who have online businesses or do business in broadcasting or publishing, because you're finding your reach will be expanding steadily as we go up all the way into October, because Jupiter's staying direct for the rest of his stay in Libra. On the 16th, we've got Neptune turning retrograde in Pisces, in your 2nd house of earned income and employment. And when Neptune turns retrograde, it goes retrograde for a long time. It goes retrograde all the way up until November. Now, interestingly enough, Neptune retrograde is not a bad retrograde to have. I've been telling everybody, almost to the point where I've been getting cottonmouth, that Neptune retrograde, first of all, you've been through it before. It's happened every year for the past few years in the same place for the same duration of time. But also, it's a time where you start to find out secrets on the job. It's in that earned income sector. Either secrets on the job about ways you can do things more efficiently, finding out secrets about maybe who is in the know of X, Y, and Z, things that you can take advantage of to, again, boost your stature in this workplace. Or maybe even hearing about job opportunities or work opportunities that may not necessarily be secret not be secret in person, but, secret enough that you didn't know that you actually could qualify for something, I guess you could say, just a cut above what you are working at right now. With Neptune retrograde, you also earn the trust of a lot of people around you, so you're going to be getting closer to people who really want to trust you with sensitive information. So be very careful during this time, because you may be getting a lot of heads up that you can prepare for that not everyone else will. You have to be careful and judicious with whom you share this information with, whether it's right that it's shared at all, and when the right time is. But you will be getting a lot of those secrets straight from the horse's mouth before everyone else. And again, this can be very advantageous for the next 5 months. On the 21st, we do have the Sun moving into Cancer, into that 6th house of work, reputation, and physical health. And Mercury's going in there at the same time. And they're both going to be here through the last week of the month of June and pretty much for the first couple of weeks of July as well. So it's more of an end of the month angle, you know how that can go. And when the Sun goes into our 6th house, it is talking about making us more popular, getting the spotlight on us, giving us more competitive opportunities because we are getting seen, getting picked out of the crowd. And Mercury is speeding up progress in these areas. If you are looking for new work, or you are in a situation where you are just simply trying to boost your reputation to be seen in any arena, you know, whether you're campaigning for yourself or something you're very passionate about, it's going to be able to draw and hold that attention to yourself. I was telling, who was I telling? I think I was telling another sign. I was telling Capricorn people, because Mercury was in their 6th house for a while. You know, it's also a great time for physical health, especially for people who are trying to get in shape quickly, especially when it comes to shedding pounds. I can tell you right now, it's one of the best times with Mercury in the 6th house, especially if you're like me, and sometimes it's just easier to keep weight on than to have it stay off. Mercury in the 6th house can turn that around, so, you know, take that to your advantage. I know it's a superficial, shallow thing to bring up, but you know what? I'm not the only one who pays attention to those kinds of things, right? On the 23rd, we have a new moon in your 6th house of work, reputation, and your schedule, and you may actually inherit a new position or a new work responsibility. And this may be a new job in general for those of you who are job hunters. But this new position, this new responsibility may come with its own set of training, a new skill set, and something that would actually boost your credibility down the road. With a new schedule and a new workforce and a new everything to come, you know, to boot, it's almost like getting a new job with the employer you already have or an employer you may have already had in your past. It doesn't always have to be something you already have or have had, but I've seen this happen in the 6th house a lot, where it's kind of like a new role in a familiar place. But the interesting thing about this is it's almost kind of like a half promotion. Either we're getting more duties with the same pay, or we're getting more pay for the same job in a different place. And that may be put on the table for a lot of you out there. So keep your eyes and your minds open, especially between the 23rd of this month and the 5th of July. So that is your horoscope. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, if you ever want to get a session, you can always follow the links below, or go to integrativemysticism.com.